You're right. All right, so peace and blessings to everybody. I am Rahkim, of course, as you see in the bottom left or right of your screen. In this video, I will be going over the fourth industrial revolution, just reading over the Wikipedia page about what the fourth industrial revolution is, the components of the fourth industrial revolution, because I feel like it provides like some context around this whole digital economy, cryptocurrency, a lot of new emerging markets, automation, robots, artificial intelligence. Like these are things that we're going to come or that we are going to start seeing like major jobs in. Like if you're not a big programmer, coder, like you don't know artificial intelligence and stuff like that, it's gonna be pretty bad. And it's some wicked people at the top leading this fourth industrial revolution as well. And I also want to say like uh all right, so we've had three like industrial revolutions. I don't know the exact name of them, but the time that we're living in right now, they're calling it the fourth industrial revolution. So when we look back in history and we look at those other revolutions and stuff like that, like industrial revolutions, like were the people in that time recognizing that they were in that until it actually hit them, and then they actually like lost jobs and things like that. So where does this correlate with like crypto and things like that? A lot of the cryptos that I've been seeing, I'm not trying to be too conspiratorial, you know what I'm saying, but a lot of the cryptos that I've been seeing um, are geared to and aimed at like fourth industrial revolution type of components and things like that. So I'm not gonna do too much talking. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at y3kim and follow me on TikTok at ra.kim. Those are the main social media platforms I'll be on. So yeah, let's get into this read. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's very uh valuable information that we should know about. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see if I want to do. Let's do that. All right, 1 second. Uh, let's see if it switched it. No. 1 second. Let me check on stream because I don't want to look too goofy. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna just click on it. And we're gonna go over this because I feel like it's information that we should know about. You know what I'm saying? Sharing my screen now. Okay, I'm having some tech difficulties real quick. You feel me? I'm having some technical difficulties, man. Oh, share. That's why. That's why. Okay. Yes. Share entire screen. Boom. Already added to the stream. Just see how it's looking. I'm gonna have to cut this out for sure. All right. Boom. Now we're gonna do Shift 7 because I want y'all to see the bigger picture of it all, and y'all can actually go over it and read as I'm reading. If y'all want to go over it and read, Shift 7 didn't work that way. Is it working this way? No. Oh, I guess I gotta bring it up. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, all right. So we on Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. I remember growing up in school, a lot of teachers used to be like, "Oh, don't use Wikipedia. People can change information. Isn't that?" I'm gonna be honest. Wikipedia one of like the most resourceful websites ever. But anyway, the fourth industrial revolution is the topic, and we're gonna be going over that right now. So reading into the first paragraph, it says the fourth industrial revolution, 4IR or Industry 4.0, conceptualizes rapid change to technology, industries, and societal patterns and processes in the 21st century due to increasing interconnectivity and smart automation. Now, if you're in crypto, you know about smart contracts and things like that, but this just goes way beyond even smart contracts as well. The term has been used widely in scientific literature and in 2015 was popularized by Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman. Now I'm gonna try not to be so conspiratorial, but I grew up learning truth, and people think truth is conspiracy. So who is Klaus Schwab? We're just gonna read this small description of him. Klaus Martin Schwab is a German engineer, economist, and founder of the World Economic Forum. He acted as the World Economic Forum's chairman since founding the organization in 1971. He looks pretty evil, right? Yep. All right. And then just a little description of the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum is an international non governmental and lobbying organization based in Coligny Canton of Geneva, Switzerland. It was founded on the 24th of January 1971 by a German engineer and economist, Klaus Schwab. That's just a small part. I can't see the rest of the sentence, so I'm just not going to read that. Um, so yeah, it was founded by this guy Klaus Schwab, or it was the fourth industrial revolution was popularized by this dude. Honestly, he's like the leader of this whole fourth industrial revolution, like great reset type of thing, where people was talking about the new world order. This dude has so much pull. I'm talking about he has politicians, billionaires under, like, you want to talk about an elite person. This is like one of head elite people. Among He's up there with like the World Economic Forum, and his organization is up there with like the IMF and things like that, which is the International Monetary Fund of the world. So, yeah, it says Schwab asserts that the changes seen are more than just improvements to efficiency, but express a significant shift in industrial capitalism. A part of this phase of industrial change is the joining of technologies like artificial intelligence, gene editing, to advanced robotics that blur the lines between the physical, digital, and biological worlds. That part, I was reading this last night. This is why I'm making this video now. This part, it says that blur the lines between, so they trying to blend all of this together. Hence all of the stuff that's been coming out, metaverse, or in terms of blending like realities together and combining realities, things like metaverse, things like the multiverse, things like all these different type. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. A lot of different things have been binding together and swapping over into different industries. But yeah, that sentence is very key. And it goes on to say, throughout this, fundamental shifts are taking place in how the global production and supply network operates through ongoing automation of traditional manufacturing and industrial practices. Using modern smart technology, large scale machine to machine communication, and the Internet of Things. Now, both of these, machines, machine communication, and the Internet of Things, is things that the everyday person has not heard of. The everyday person may think this stuff is like only in the movies, but the movies have been telling us of things that have, or there have been suggestions in movies telling us of these certain things to grow up. Like I grew up on movies, like I love watching Matrix and things like that. And you see that Matrix is actually one of my favorite movies, but probably my favorite movie series. But if you see how in the Matrix, basically the machines took over the whole entire world. Basically, it was a scene where Morpheus was talking to Neo when Neo first woke up, and he was basically saying, in the 21st century, human beings gave birth to AI, and now AI, basically at that time, were taking over the world. But these are very key: large scale machine to machine communication and the Internet of Things. Now, I want to highlight the Internet of Things and describe that, or go over the definition of it. It says the Internet of Things describes physical objects with sensors, processing ability, software, and other technologies that connect and exchange data with other devices and systems over the internet or other communication networks. hence the boom in 5G. You see 5G is everywhere. And these Internet of Things devices need 5G connection to really work or, be made known. But we'll get into that later on. They'll go over that. Um, this integration results in increasing automation, improving communication, and self monitoring, and the use of smart machines that can analyze and diagnose issues without the need of human or without the need for human intervention. Uh, it also represents a social, political, and economic shift from the digital age of the late 1990s and early 2000s to an era of embedded connectivity distinguished by the omni use of commonness of technological use throughout society. And then it says like a metaverse type of thing. Okay. That changes the way that changes the ways humans experience and know the world around them. It posits it posits that we have created and are entering an augmented social reality compared to just the natural senses and industrial ability of humans alone. Now I'm gonna jump into that last sentence, what I see in the now going on in a second, to where that plays a role into people feeding into that types of stuff. But all right, so I work at a warehouse, right? And I already see where it says this integration, uh, this integration results in increasing automation, improving communication, and self-monitoring. The use of smart machines that can analyze and diagnose issues without the need for human intervention. So at this warehouse, it's these little robots that bring. Hold on, 1 second. Let me see if I can shift my screen real quick. So yeah. So I hope that works. Please work. I'm just testing my stream to see, and it did not work. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna do that. All right. So um, I work at this warehouse, right? And it's already machines that basically have sensors on them and things like that, and they sense like if a human is next to them, they'll stop so they don't like crash into the person. And basically these machines like are already in society now. These automated machines already taking the jobs of people who do that, who would previously do that same exact job. Now there are people who still do that job in this building right now, but you can see where if those people either, like, let's say this company, this warehouse wanted to lay people off, they could easily lay those people off who do the job alongside with the machines and just fully go in with the machines doing the job. And then it's like less humans, less people they have to pay, more profit for them, different things like that. So I already see this in the now of what's going on. I'm just like making things that may not be obvious. I'm making them known and obvious to you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is things that we may just walk by and see, and oh, like times is changing is what I'm saying. And reason being is because of this, the fourth industrial revolution. So also going into where it says it posits that we have created, and who is we? Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum, maybe. Okay. Uh, it posits that we have created and are entering an augmented social reality compared to just the natural senses and industrial ability of humans alone. Now, we already seen Facebook switch their name to Meta, hinting like basically like the root word of metaverse, where it's this digital internet reality where you can immerse yourself in the internet and have everything around you. You know what I'm saying? So we already see little hints at this stuff coming into place, but also just on a smaller level. Look at the amount of women that use filters on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, no matter what. They are already they are already going along with this. Uh, it posits that we have created and are entering an augmented social reality. Augmented reality is where virtual reality is layered over physical reality and things like that. So on our phones and things, like look at this picture in the top right of this article. It's a guy holding the camera or holding the iPad up, and this iPad is basically like picking up information on the image, the painting of like who created it and things like that. But basically, it it's augments reality as this layer over physical um, reality in real life. So you already see that going on with the filters on social media and things like that. Um, so yeah, a lot of people be thinking this stuff is like conspiracy. Oh, this stuff not gonna happen. But like the stuff really be here in front of our face already. So yeah, I'm gonna try and okay. I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go over the first industrial revolution, second, third, and then we'll see and compare like similarities between all three, and then I'm gonna just go into like the components of the fourth industrial revolution. All right, so going over the history, it says the phrase fourth industrial revolution was first introduced by a team of scientists developing a high-tech strategy for the German government. Klaus Schwab, executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, introduced the phrase to a wider audience in 2015 in a 2015 article published by Foreign Affairs. Mastering the Fourth Industrial Revolution was the 2016 theme of the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos Cloisters, Switzerland. I don't know if I said that right, but on the 10th of October 2016, the forum announced the opening of its centre. They like why okay, why is that like that? All right, so anyway, for the fourth industrial revolution in San Francisco, this was also hold on. I gotta put the bigger screen on y'all on here for y'all so y'all can read along. You feel me? It says this was also subject and uh this was also subject and title of Schwab's 2016 book. Schwab includes in the fourth era technologies that combine hardware, software, and biology, cyber physical systems, and emphasizes in advances in communication and connectivity. Talking about like the metaverse and things like that, possibly holographic technology. Um, it goes on to say Schwab expects this era to be marked by breakthroughs in emerging technologies in fields such as robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, quantum computing. This gnat is getting on my nerves. Biotechnology. Oh my goodness. Biotechnology, the Internet of Things, and the Industrial Internet of Things, decentralized consensus, fifth generation wireless technology. There goes that 5G I was talking about. 3D printing and fully autonomous vehicles. Now, with all of that being said or being read, all of these things are things that can put humanity out of work. And if you've watched many movies, if you watched Blade Runner 2049, if you watched The Matrix, if you watched iRobot, all of these things put people, all of these different mechanisms put people out of work. So I'm bringing this up to say basically, there's an opportunity now in this time in history to capitalize off of knowing that these things are, or that the fourth industrial revolution is even a thing. Um, like you can be able to invest in some of these robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology companies, things that will in the future be, I guess, industry leading technologies, and make you know what I'm saying, good wealth off of it. You know, make a good gain for your family. You know what I'm saying, and we not left behind, because that's one thing about this fourth industrial revolution too. After every industrial revolution, it seemed like there was a class of people left behind. And we'll get into that in a little bit, going over the first, second, and third industrial revolution. The last sentence of this says, in the Great Reset proposal by the World Economic Forum, the fourth industrial revolution is included as a strategic intelligence in the solution to rebuild the economy sustainably following the COVID-19 yeah. All right, so what it looks like to me, this sentence, what it looks like to me here is they are already proposing that the fourth industrial revolution was the solutions to get the economy up and running after the pandemic. So they're using the pandemic or COVID as a way of bringing these new technologies into the world and pushing these things forward. Um, so yeah, it's like these things are already like planted into the now. You see what I'm saying? Uh, but also before we get into where I said I'm gonna go over the first industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution, and the third industrial revolution. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm just paraphrasing, but the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that there is no future for the black man in the white man's world. And that not only just includes like black men, like me and everybody else, that includes black women, everybody who is not in this class of people of who's in the World Economic Forum, the IMF, these already billionaires, these elites, they are going to push a whole class of people down, like middle class poor people. Like they're trying to make everything even more expensive and push like the middle and lower class into this state of like um needing this, like you're always going to need things. And there's this evil little scientist dude named Yorori Haraval or something like that, and he's a part of the World Economic Forum. And he's always saying this thing like um there's this useless class of people, there's this, it's the useless class, this and that, as if like people just aren't used, you know what I'm saying, like useful for anything at all. And it's like they're creating this environment for people to be useless in the economy, and not even pushing things of like, basically what I'm saying is, in the fourth industrial revolution or post fourth industrial revolution, they're going to say people who are not in these industries, robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, quantum computing, biotechnology, IoT, industrial internet and industrial IoT, decentralized consensus, 5G, 3, all of these different things. If you are not either an investor and you didn't come up off of it, or you don't know how to work with these things, they're basically saying that you will be useless. And this is things like older people don't know nothing about this technology. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're basically already saying, hey, older people, y'all are useless. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to get y'all up out of here type of thing. Y'all not going, y'all are no use to what they're trying to create is a global economy. So, going into the first industrial revolution, and yeah, I started off by saying, by paraphrasing, that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that there is no future for the black man in the white man's world. And this is like a testament to them trying to boot people out of this economy, or trying to boot people out of their world. You see what I'm saying? Like, and make them of no use. And then, it's just like those people are just in a lower state of living. And that also plays a part too. If they feel like you aren't a used to this global economy or something like that, things are now in place, or things have already been done to reduce the population by half, which is National Memorandum 2000. Shout out to Brother Riza Islam in this book, which he exposes. Hold on, I just dropped my Quran. That's crazy. Which he exposes in his book, Message to the Millennials, about, well, really the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan exposed it as well, but information is definitely in here about National Memorandum 2002. 1 second. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to get this. I had to get it. Which these agendas are in place to, what it says, kill or cull the population by half, 2 to 3 billion people, which is about almost 8 billion people on the planet. Now, told you I'm not trying to get too conspiratorial, but it's the truth, and a lot of people don't like the truth, uh, which is why they call it conspiracy. And conspiracy was actually a word made up by, I believe, the CIA. Anyway, so it says the first industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution was marked by a transition from hand production methods to machines through the use of steam power and water power. The implementation of new technologies took a long time. So the period which this refers to was between 1760 and 1820 or 1840 in Europe and the United States. Its effects had consequences on textile manufacturing, which was first to adopt such changes, as well as iron industry, agriculture, and mining. Although it also had societal effects with an ever stronger middle class, it also had an effect on British industry at the time. Let me blow this back up. Um, then moving on into the second industrial revolution. And also, I want to point out, it says was marked by a transition from hand production methods to machine. Y'all know what that was. That was slaves doing the work, hand production, to then a black man creating the cotton gin and then moving, and they saw opportunity to use these machines that this man made to fuel production from hand production to machines. So going on into the second industrial revolution. It says the second industrial revolution, also known as the technological revolution, is the period between 1871 and 1914 that resulted from installations of extensive railroad and telegraph networks, which allowed for faster transfer of people and ideas as well as electricity. Increasing electrification allowed for factories to develop the modern production line. It was a period of great economic growth with an increase in productivity, which also caused a surge in unemployment since many factory workers were replaced by machines. So you see this common factor of people being replaced by machines in the economy more and more, getting people who are in such so-called a lower class standard, um, basically booting them out of the economy and making them go unemployed. So that's why you have to do something for yourself. All right, so the third industrial revolution was also known as the digital revolution. It occurred in the late 20th century after the end of the two world wars, resulting from a slowdown of industrialization and technological advancement compared to previous periods. The production of the Z1 computer, which used binary floating point numbers and Boolean logic, a decade later was the beginning of more advanced digital developments. The next significant development in communication technologies was the supercomputer, with extensive use of computer and communication technologies in the production process. Machinery began to abrogate the need for human power. So basically, this is just saying that the computer started being able to do more. The machine started to be able to compute things and have a intelligence. So it's able to do more things than a human being can even do, or it's capable of starting to do things of what a human being can do. And then it goes into the fourth industrial revolution. It says, in essence, the fourth industrial revolution is the trend towards automation and data exchange in manufacturing technologies and processes, which include cyber physical systems, IoT, industrial internet of things, cloud computing, cognitive computing, and artificial intelligence. And just to get a definition read for y'all on artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence is demonstrated by machines as opposed to natural intelligence, which is us human beings who have that God essence in us. And natural intelligence, just by us looking and learning something and trial and error of something, they're basically saying artificial intelligence allows machines the same ability to learn and process information like we do and learn from, trial and error and things like that. It says AI research has been defined as the field of study of intelligent agents, which refers to any system that perceives its environment and takes. I'm gonna have to click on it. And uh, takes actions that maximize its chance of achieving its goals. Talking about the computer. Uh, then it goes into key themes. Um, and how this relates to blockchain technology. I'm going to relate this to blockchain technology key themes. All right, so it says Industry 4.0 increases operational efficiency. Four themes are presented that summarize in Industry 4.0. Interconnection, the ability of machines, devices, sensors, and people to connect and communicate with each other via the Internet of Things or the Internet of People. What do you mean, Internet of People? It's sounding real Black Mirror in here, which is actually coming into life. It says information transparency. The transparency afforded by Industry 4.0 technology provides operators with comprehensive information to make decisions. Interconnectivity allows operators to collect immense amounts of data and information from all points in the manufacturing process, identify key areas can benefit from improving that can benefit from improvement to increase functionality. Now, if you're in crypto and you know what I'm saying, you know about some cryptos, you know that VeChain is a blockchain network that focuses on supply chain management and like the whole manufacturing space and fixing supply chains. And one of the biggest problems in the world right now is supply chain. So called, they're blaming inflation on supply chain and this and that, but the real reason inflation is going crazy is because in 2020, the Federal Reserve printed a mass amount of money and caused inflation years later. So it also goes into a technical. Oh, let me finish what I was saying. So VeChain is a cryptocurrency project that focuses on supply chain management, and that is one of the main problems in the world right now. And VeChain is already in a position to where they could use their technology to be the saving grace, of this economy, and that goes back to um, that one sentence where it says here in the Great Reset proposal by the World Economic Forum, the fourth industrial revolution is included as a strategic intelligence in the solution to rebuild the economy sustainably following the COVID-19 pandemic. So you can see where this stuff is panning out and starting to connect. It also says technical assistance is one of the key themes in the fourth industrial revolution. And technical assistance is the technological facility of systems to assist humans in decision making and problem solving. The ability to help humans with difficult or unsafe tasks. Now, this I would say I feel like is a good use for machines, helping humans alongside get their tasks done. You know what I'm saying? Like things that heavy lifting type of things, like where down the line, hey, we don't want to mess up our back. Hey, machine, go lift that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can help me out and achieve my God essence thought process of like achieving my goals, helping me get to that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever goal that I have, help me, robot or machine bot in getting what I have done. But they want these machines to completely take over everything. They want these machines to help and fulfill their little, I wouldn't say little, but their agendas. You know what I'm saying? Their tasks, what they want done, and not democratizing that to, everybody, where everybody has the opportunity to have a machine next to them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, help me do da 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 da. Unless you got to find, we all know how this stuff goes. Anyway, the fourth one is decentralized decisions, the ability of cyber physical systems to make decisions on their own and to perform their task as autonomously as possible. Only in the case of exceptions, interference, or conflicting goals are tasks delegated to a higher level. Now, this is machine learning. It says cyber physical systems to make decisions on their own. Uh, that's like machine learning, where the computer or the AI learns more and is able to perform tasks at their own will, type of thing. So you can see where the iRobot is coming in with this, and the whole decentralization of crypto and things of that nature. Um, I'm gonna just go into the component. Should I go into the components or uh, trends? I'm gonna go into trends. Yeah, I'm gonna go into trends. Um, because these are trends that you will see or start seeing come into play in terms of like signs of, the fourth industrial revolution types of things. So it says smart factory. Smart factory is the vision of a production environment in which production facilities and logistics systems are organized without human intervention. He don't got nowhere for you in his world, black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even speaking to myself, I gotta make some shake for me. You know what I'm saying? So, um, then it goes in to say the smart factory is no longer a vision, while different model factories represent the feasible. Many enterprises already clarify with examples practically how the smart factory functions. The technical foundations on which the intelligent factory, is based are cyber physical systems that communicate with each other using the Internet of Things and services. An important part of this process is the exchange of data between product and the production line. This enables a much more efficient connection of the supply chain and better organization within any production environment. The fourth industrial revolution fosters what has been called a smart factory within modular structured smart factories. Cyber physical systems monitor physical processes, create a virtual copy of the physical world, and make the decentralized decisions. Yeah, over the Internet of Things. Cyber physical systems communicate and cooperate with each other and with humans time in synchronic time, both internally and across organizational services offered and used by participants of the value chain. Predictive maintenance. Industry 4.0 can also provide predictive maintenance due to the use of technology and IoT sensors. Predictive maintenance, which can identify maintenance issues in live, allows machine owners to perform cost effective maintenance and determine it ahead of time before the machinery fails or gets damaged. For example, a company in Los Angeles could understand if a piece of equipment in Singapore is running at abnormal speed or temperature. They could then decide whether or not it needs to be repaired. 3D printing. The fourth industrial revolution is said to have extensive dependency on 3D printing technology. Extensive. Okay. Some advantages of 3D printing for industry that are 3D printing can print many geometric structures as well as simplify the product design process. It is also relatively environmentally friendly in low volume production. It can also decrease lead times and total production costs. Moreover, it can increase flexibility, reduce warehousing costs, and help the company towards the adoption of mass customization business strategy. In addition, 3D printing can be very useful for printing spare parts and installing it locally, therefore reducing supplier dependence and reducing the supply lead time. The determining factor is the pace of change, the correlation of the speed of technological development, and, as a result, socioeconomic and infrastructural transformations with human life allows one to state a qualitative leap in the speed of development, which makes a transition to a new time era. Now, here's my thing about all of this. All of this, I'm gonna get to like, okay, let me just go ahead. All of this, I feel like you can use these things for good and bad, but I feel like the people who are in a position of using this the most, who can fund using this technology the most, they don't got the best, you know what I'm saying, God given uh uh intentions, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want junk for themselves. They want to they the 10%, the bloodsuckers that are poor, who tell the 5%, or who tell the 85% of the mystery God, hey, you know what I'm saying, God gonna fall from the cloud, and or Jesus gonna fall from the cloud and come and save each and every one of us, which is partly correct, but in a way that, mystery, spooky like type of thing. No. I think this stuff can really be used for good, you know what I'm saying, with the right intent, but people, you know, um, the people who are, in positions, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm gonna be honest, do he look like he finna, you know what I'm saying, do something good? You know what I'm saying? I ain't even, 'cause I don't know dude personally, but Nada. You can just go and hear what he says. They got a whole YouTube of stuff talking about their agendas. All right. Smart sensors. Sensors and instrumentation drive the central forces of innovation, not only for Industry 4.0, but also for the other smart megatrends such as smart production, smart mobility, smart homes, smart cities, and smart factories. Whole cities ran off of sensors and things that'll pick up your identity, and things like that. Smart sensors are devices which generate the data and allow further functionality from self monitoring and self configuration to condition monitoring of complex processes. With the capability of wireless communication, they reduce installation effort uh, to a great extent and help realize a dense array of sensors. The importance of sensors measurement The importance of sensors, measurement science, and smart evaluation for Industry 4.0 has been recognized and acknowledged by various experts and has already led to the statement Industry 4.0, nothing goes without sensor systems. So they're saying in the fourth industrial revolution, nothing goes without sensors in the system. So that means for everybody, they talked about the Internet of People and the Internet of Things. Sensors picking up on people and things. No privacy is in this fourth industrial revolution world. They want to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad also said that this man is the international snooper. He want to know what's going on in everything because he know it's the end of his reign in this time period of the earth. Of we are in the endings. We are in the end of the 6,000 year period that this type of man has been able to rule over the planet Earth, and it is now time for the black man to rise. So it goes over into saying, however, there are a few issues such as time synchronization error, data loss, and dealing with large amounts of harvested data, which all limit the implementation of full fledged systems. Moreover, additional limits on these functionalities represents the battery power. One example of the integration of smart sensors in electronic devices is the case of smart watches, where sensors receive the data from movement of the user, process the data, and as a result, provide the user with the information about how many steps they have walked in a day, and also converts the data into calories burned. Now, we all see with Apple and all of these different devices out right now that track your heartbeat, your heart rate, and things of that nature. All of this are are products of the fourth industrial revolution and what is being made out, you know what I'm saying, to exist, or a lot is allowing to exist in this world. Or honestly, the information is being revealed to me quite early if this stuff was just talked about or is prevalently talked about in the last 5 to 6 years. Um, but yeah, one second, I want to see. All right, I'm gonna have to make that bigger once I start reading again. But yeah, all of these things you can start to see already, or you see already in the world today, and you see how honestly it's already here. You know what I'm saying? The stuff is already here. I'm not gonna go into the rest of this. I just want to finish out. Um, what was this? The trends of it. And these are the trends that you're going to see. And this next one, I feel like this was a slap in the face to me, but we're going to go into it in a second. Like me being honest, I don't feel like I'm being led in this direction and somebody is leading me in a direction for their purpose. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like once I read this, I was like, bro, that's so lame. But also, I gotta look at it as a good perspective or in a better perspective. So I started hydroponic gardening, right? And I'm like, yo, this is fine. This is a good idea. Like, everybody can grow food in their homes and things of that nature. Oh, hold on, I'm just talking right now, so I guess you can talk about size. So I'm like, everybody can grow food, you know what I'm saying, in they crib. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can put some food on the table for themselves. So I'm like, okay, I didn't research hydroponic gardening for like probably a year, and I just recently got into it. Um, Probably some months ago that I really invested my money, put my time into it, and I got a hydroponic grow system. Where I'm growing Swiss chard, beet leaves, and stuff like that. Uh, but it's like, man, I feel like I now after I read this next one that I'm about to read to y'all, I feel like I was led down a path of this is like a new trend in the world. I can grow food this way. You know what I'm saying? And reading this fourth industrial revolution trend, I'm like, bro, that's a slap in the face. Like I don't want to feel like I'm being controlled, bro. Like they just led me down this path of now it is fire idea and I want to grow my own food and I'm doing it this way, but the way that I'm doing it is the way that the fourth industrial revolution want me to do it. That's just my thought process on it. But I'm like, I also gotta look at it in a good perspective. I now know how to grow food. You know what I'm saying? I can provide when, you know what I'm saying, maybe blood in the streets, people can't get food, maybe no food in the grocery stores because that'd be all ran through. Resources would be scarce. Now, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's two sides to it. You know what I'm saying? Where I don't like it, but I like the advancement of where humans could go using these type of systems. You know what I'm saying? Like we could use these systems for, the better, the greater good. So, um, all right, so let's get into the read. It says agriculture and food industries. Smart sensors in these two fields are still in the testing stage. These innovative connected sensors collect, interpret, and communicate the information available in the plots, leaf area, vegetation index, chlorophyll, hygrometry, temperature, water potential, radiation. Based on this scientific data, the objective is to enable real-time monitoring via a smartphone with a range of advice that optimizes plot management in terms of results, time, and cost. On the farm, these sensors can be used to detect crop stages and recommend inputs and treatments at the right time, as well as controlling the level of irrigation. The food industry requires more and more security and transparency in full documentation is required. This new technology is used as a tracking system as well as the collection of human data and product data. I don't know exactly what they mean by that last sentence, but I just don't like the fact that this was already in the fourth industrial revolution's plans. And I'm sitting here like, hey, this is fine. Hydroponic gardening. And then here we go. It's yeah. But what's so crazy is though, I want to talk about this. What's so crazy about it though is I was like, imagine, like I didn't even. This was before I even really read the details of the fourth industrial revolution. I was like, dang, imagine if I could use sensors to tell when the water level is low in the reservoir that I'm growing the food in, and you know what I'm saying. Like I always know when the reservoir needs water for the plants. This is just a thought process that I was having, and then come to look at this, and it's like, this is what the it's like as if they want you to think this way. I'm just being completely honest about it. Like I had that whole thought process before I even seen this, and I was like, dang, are those even my thoughts type stuff? But I don't want to get too deep into it. That's stuff that I'm still like kind of going through, like trying to figure out and understand. But I know that my intent is to use it for good. I want to use the stuff for good. I don't know what other, you know what I'm saying, wicked agendas that they want to use hydroponic gardening specifically for. But it's just crazy, bro, that the fact it's just the world is changing, bro. And I feel like so many movies and stuff have already led into leading this on, or they've predictively, I don't know, they just place it in there to give hints to what is to come. So yeah, all of this, the fourth industrial revolution, I feel like it's good and bad. And eventually, if Allah allows everything in this fourth industrial revolution agenda to go through, that is meant to be, and if it's His will, it's supposed to be here, and we can use it to our advantage some way. But also going into the last trend that it says accelerated transition to the knowledge economy. Knowledge economy is an economic system in which production and services are largely based on knowledge intensive activities that contribute to an accelerated pace of technical and scientific advance, as well as rapid uh, obsolescence. I think that's meaning like obsolete. Industry 4.0 aids transitions into knowledge economy by increasing reliance on intellectual capabilities than on physical inputs or natural resources. And see, it's stuff in this that I like, you know what I'm saying? Like increasing reliance on intellectual capabilities rather than physical inputs or natural resources. We all know for years and years and years, um, years, black people have been like the most forever. We've been the most physically gifted on the planet naturally with our bodies. But now this stuff is actually pushing us to use our intelligence and what our intelligence is capable of doing. So that's where I'm like, there's a good and a bad thing to this, but I don't know. You ever had that feeling where it's like, bro, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? There's something up with this, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about this. So yeah, hold on, let me go into the full screen because that just wraps it up about what I wanted to talk about. But um yeah, the fourth industrial revolution. I just wanted to make this video to make it known that the fourth we are living in we are living in what they call the fourth industrial revolution, where basically more automation, more technology takes over economy. Machines take over economy. Robots that can learn for themselves take over the economy, and basically jobs aren't safe. Any job isn't safe. So being able to either find the technologies that will thrive in this fourth industrial revolution, or the businesses that will thrive in this fourth industrial revolution, and finding those and investing into those and coming up. So you know what I'm saying. You can have considerable gains for yourself. Is a play that me personally, I'm like sort of on the fence of like, should I leave this alone? Like, do I even want to invest in this stuff? But I am invested into some things that uh follow along with this. You know what I'm saying? Because if I know where this thing is going in terms of fourth industrial revolution and technological advances and things of that nature, I want to be able to come up off of what I know. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like I shouldn't feel wrong about that, but it's just like, bro. Um, yeah, I don't want to hold y'all up too longer or too much long or much longer, but yeah, this was a Wikipedia read going over the components of the fourth industrial revolution, and this is kind of how. This is not kind of how. This is how I deep dive into learning a lot of different things. Going on Wikipedia, it is lagging pretty hard right now. But picking out different points that I see in the read, and I get more information on it, and I just keep learning. Like it really gives you a lot of insight on a lot of different things. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go back, chop this video up, post it on Instagram somewhere, and yeah, make sure y'all have a great day. It's about, you know what I'm saying, the evening, and make sure y'all have a great day. Peace and blessings to you all, and I'll catch y'all later. I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. This is a long outro, but peace, family.